Right, listen to this. I've got 3 massive Celtic stories for you today, and the last one is the one you canny miss. We're talking shocking rumours about Ange, fresh transfer whispers from South America, and a wonder kid that could shape the future of paradise. Stick with me right to the very end, because the final update is the biggest bombshell of the lot. Hit that subscribe button so we can smash our 500 subscriber target and get this Celtic news to every fan around the world. Let's smash this together. Every single sub counts. Hit that button and be part of the Celtic family. Let's show the blue side who really runs Glasgow. Well, here's a wee cracker for you today. You know how it goes in the press. Stir the pot, throw in a headline, and watch the chaos unfold. And this one's a belter. Ange Postecoglou, Big Ange himself, being linked with a sensational return to Celtic. Can you believe it? The man walked out of paradise 2 years ago for the bright lights of Spurs, lifted a Europa League down there, then bailed in the summer. Now, apparently, folk are whispering he could be back at Parkhead. But let's be honest, it sounds more like gossip than gospel. Ange built his legacy here. 2 trophy-laden seasons gave us that fearless attacking football and walked away a legend. Does he really fancy coming back and risk tarnishing that reputation? I'm so sure. And then there's Brendan. Rodgers isn't exactly packing his bags, is he? He said loud and clear just last week, no chance he's leaving. Since his return, he's bagged 4 trophies in 2 seasons, kept us marching strong, and we've actually started making some noise in Europe. The Champions League spot hangs on that second leg in Kazakhstan, but come on, this is still Brendan's team. What makes me laugh is the Nottingham Forest link. They're rattling about with Nuno under pressure, and apparently both Ange and Brendan are on their radar. Imagine that. Both being linked with Forest like they're desperate to escape paradise. Absolute nonsense if you ask me. If Ange does go anywhere, it'll probably be Forest or some other project. No risking his Celtic crown. And Brendan, he's not walking away from the chance to cement his legacy again. But here's the real question for you, and I want you to think about this one. If you had the choice, would you actually take Ange back over keeping Brendan in the dugout? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it laldi till we hit 500 mad Celtic daffs. Now here's one that's heating up nicely, and it's coming all the way from Argentina. Word is that Marcelo Saracchi, the Uruguayan international, reckons a move to the east end of Glasgow is the best option for his career. He's told his people, and his people have told Boca, he wants to pull on that famous green and white. Talks are said to have stepped forward over a 1-year loan deal with a fee up front and an option to buy. Originally, Celtic's first bid didn't hit Boca's asking price, but the rumor is the numbers have now been shifted, and the Argentine side are softening up, maybe even willing to let him go. But here's the kicker. It's not entirely in the boardroom's hands. The final call lies with Boca boss Miguel Angel Russo, and even though Saracchi's been shoved to the fringes, Russo still has the power to block or greenlight the move. Remember, earlier in the summer, the lad was close to joining Independiente, only for Russo to pull the plug and chuck him into the Club World Cup squad. He got a run out there, but since then, not a sniff of action. So here's one for you. Do you actually want Celtic spending on Saracchi, or should we keep our powder dry for someone who's guaranteed to lift the level straight away? Hit that subscribe button, lades. Let's jai it loudy till we hit 500 mad Celtic daffs. Now, this one's got me buzzing because nothing fires up paradise quite like the thought of another Irish gem joining the Celtic family. 17-year-old Vinnie Leonard, centre-back for Dundalk, is being tipped as one of the finest young talents Ireland's produced in years. Over 60 senior appearances already at that age. That's no mean feat. Of course, we're not the only ones who've spotted it. Norwich fancy themselves in the mix, but come on, Where's the real pathway for an Irish lad with ambition? Is it slogging it in the championship, or pulling on the green and white, walking out at Parkhead and writing your name into the history books? You don't need me to tell you the answer. Dundalk are flying at the top of the Irish Division 1, and Leonard's been at the heart of it, barely missing a game. And we've seen before what happens when Celtic dip into Ireland. Liam Scales went from Shamrock Rovers to becoming a first-team regular, and Johnny Kenny's worked his way up too after a couple of loan stints. The pathway's there, the Irish connection is strong, and with Adam Ida already banging them in, you can almost picture Leonard feeling right at home. So here's the question I can't get out my head. Should Celtic go all out and make sure this lad ends up at Parkhead, or do you reckon he's one for the future rather than the here and now? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's guy it. Lealdy till we hit 500 mad Celtic daffs.